and welcome along to Northern Farms. It's our final day on the farm and we're selling off the remaining crops and products. What will be the final tally? Let's get farming. I'm starting with the remaining carrots today. We've got 26,597 litres in this trailer. We've got another 7,000 left in the silo left over from yesterday. So that will be a good start, and the price for these has actually gone up. I'm not worried by the fact that I sold off most of them yesterday. We wouldn't be able to sell everything off today if we had waited until today to sell the carrots off. So I'm not too concerned about that. We are making a decent amount, though. It's just under best price, which surprises me completely. Best price being 316 per 1,000 litres, and we're getting about 302 for them here at the farm shop. That's if we can get ourselves into position. Let's have a look here. Yeah, we are very much stuck between a rock and a hard place here. So let's move into this. And we got 2 sell points here that are good for today. We got the farm shop, which is good for the carrots. And then we've got the thorn and thistle opposite, which is good for the barley. And that actually is above best price. So very happy about that. In fact, lots of stuff is near or above best price today. So I'm really happy with all of that. So our first sale of the day is going to take us up 8,000 for the harvest income, with nearly 800 on top of that. So nearly a 10% boost on top of that. That is really good. And that is much more than we were getting yesterday. That's a good £1,000 extra to what we were getting yesterday. So very nice there from the carrots. We'll go and get the other 7,000 litres and get them tipped as well then. And then we can move on to the barley and see what that's going to be worth. And we'll just pull underneath our conveyor over here and get this done. So the next crop I want to do today is going to be the barley. We'll get that loaded up into this trailer, and then we'll go and sell the straw bales we've got, because we need to clear off our flatbed to be able to sell both the wool and the eggs. Unfortunately, I don't think the eggs and the wool are going to the same place. No, one is going to Northern Grain Services and the other is going to Northern Dairy. So yeah, we'll need to take the wool to the Northern Dairy. We'll get a little bit under what would be best price for that. Eggs are just a little bit under and dropping. So we are going to lose a little bit on both of those, but not a massive amount, I don't think. It's good, though, that we are at least getting some of our crops at the best price. And so this finishes off the carrots with another 2,201. So happy with that. That's a good price. And 206 for the environmental score. Let's go and get the barley and get that down here as well and see what that takes us up to. We're only at 46,000 at the moment, so I think we're actually going to end up... Well, no, we ended up with about as much from the carrots this year as we got from them last year, which, considering that we're on a slightly smaller field with field 5, is really good. Before we continue on the farm, this video is brought to you in partnership with the awesome people at Apex Gaming PCs. I've teamed up with Apex Gaming PCs to create a custom line of PCs suitable for everyone from beginner farmers to virtual farming experts. And the highest spec machines are also perfect for streaming and content creation. Apex Gaming PCs have dropped the prices on almost all their products by 30%, so there's never been a better time to go check them out. Now, to get the barley, we need to back this trailer into the shed. Don't think I'm coming at it at the right angle. So it's not too bad, actually. Could have been much, much worse. And let's go and open that shed up so that we can back in there and get it. But yeah, it comes out of a chute here. It's actually really cool, this shed. So if I go in where our combine harvester is, And we squeeze down the side here. Actually, I need to put the ladder up and I can't do it. Oh, we jump on the combine. That'll do it. You can see the storage is up here, and this is where our barley is. And yeah, it gets shoveled into place, which is really good. I really quite like that. That's a very unique storage. Let me get past the combine. There we go. Drop down. And yeah, now need to back this into the shed. Much easier from this angle here. And round and in. There we are. In it goes. Fill it up with the barley. And yeah, this should all fit in this trailer, I think. More barley than I thought. We actually had 28,000 liters. I thought we only had 18. So this is also going to take 2 trips. In fact, no, it isn't, because we'll take this full trailer here, and the rest is normally kept each year for chicken feed. So I am going to do that as that is what we would normally do. And we're approaching this from the idea that the farm would continue on after we finish. Now, this is a much more difficult place to get our trailer into. Got to come back here, back this straight, make sure it turns pretty sharply to avoid the car. I don't think I've turned it sharply enough, so we'll have to pull forwards, try and straighten things out a little bit, and then push it round. Yeah, the car in the car park of the pub is really, really horribly placed. And I can't remove it. So I've tried moving it before, and you can't do it. So like everything else around here, it's really tight to get into some of these spots to sell stuff. This has worked though, and we are selling the barley, and we're heading up north of 65,000, 17,395 plus 1,600 in the environmental score takes us up to 65,538. This is going pretty well, but now it's on to selling some bales, some eggs, some wool, and some milk. So let's head over here and hook up the trailer full of bales. This should go for a nice little tidy sum. It's not all of our straw bales, but we definitely don't need any. We definitely don't need this trailer full for the cows. Best place to sell this straw is up at the Northern Grain bale sell point. So that's a little bit of a trek across the map. But at the end, it's going to be worth it, because this is going to add probably another 15,000 to our total. I think that this farm might have ended up being fully profitable in the next maybe 3-4 years. It is not there quite yet. I think we're going to be able to buy some of the equipment we've been leasing for a while this year, and as a result get the farm set up that way a bit. I would have liked to have done that and paid off some of the loan, but I think it's going to be an either or. And for the future of the farm, I think that the equipment we're leasing is ending up costing more money per month than the loan, even though it is paying off the equipment as it goes. It's still a big layout every month, and makes more sense to just pay that off. So let's bring this here, undo the straps, sell off all the bales, and that's 13,261. Taking us up to 80,083. So can we make 100,000? That would be really good. Now, on our way back to the farm, I actually want to take a moment and talk about the next series I'm going to be starting this week. It'll start on Thursday, and it's going to be taking what we've been doing here with this Start From Scratch series and taking it another step further. On here, leasing and buying used stuff has been really, really useful. So I am going to limit myself to that. We are going to be doing a Start From Scratch series on a map that's been out for a little while. It's Purbeck Farm, or FS22. And we are going to be limited to buying equipment, only being able to buy equipment that is available in the used sale. So the idea being that we are very, very limited in the equipment that we can buy at any given time. And if a piece of equipment turns up in the used sale that we need to be in a position where we can buy it the moment it comes up. That will save us a lot of money in buying equipment, but it also means that anything else that we need on the farm, until it comes up in the used sales, we are going to have to lease it. And the lease to own mod will not be present. So it won't be a case of, oh, we can lease that piece of equipment until we can buy it, because it will then be used to buy. No, we won't be able to do that. We will have to return any leased equipment and lose money on it. So the hope is it's going to be a real challenge, because when we buy equipment is not necessarily when we need it, but it's going to be more along the lines of, if it appears and we need it, we've got to buy it. So things like a combine, possibly, pretty much anything that we need, we're going to need to grab as soon as it appears. I've gone to load this up, and actually I think I've got the wrong piece of equipment. This trailer is not the trailer I want. We want to go and exchange this for the much smaller flatbed. We're selling a lot less stuff, and we need something that's a lot more maneuverable. So I think that might be in the cow yard. Yeah, there it is, our farm trailer, our flatbed farm trailer. Much smaller, much better for taking a limited number of pallets. I don't know if we'll be able to fit all of the wool pallets on this, but we'll definitely give it a go. But this will be much easier to maneuver into any sell point on here. And when we're only dealing with things like 4 egg pallets as we are here, much better to be using the small trailer, stack them on this, and make everything much easier to do. First 2 pallets out, and managed to balance them both on here like this. You can't actually get in close enough on either side of the pallets in the chicken enclosure to be able to pick them up as you would expect. It's a very tight chicken enclosure, that. So yeah, I can't actually get into there, and we want to grab the 2 that I moved down here earlier. So, oh yeah, this is where it becomes a little bit trickier. Gonna have to come back for the other one, I think. And we'll actually take the last set of eggs out a little bit more realistically, actually fully on the tines and out the way. That's good. That's a decent number of eggs. We got 2,800 with another 14 on, so that's 32, 42, 4,200 plus. We'll see exactly how many once we've strapped these down, and we can then start looking at taking them. I'm going to go and put this around by the wool, and then we'll take the eggs and get them sold. So 5,206 liters of eggs. That is, oh no, 5,206 eggs. That's a really good egg count. Let's go and get them sold. So we're back up at the sell point by the BGA, and we are selling to Northern Grain Services, which is the back one of these sell points, I believe. We will just double check this before we drive over and sell anything. So I'm up here, and the back one, which is what we're approaching, is Northern Grain Services. Double check that Northern Grain Services is the place, which it is. So we can drive over and get these sold. Yep, and they'll sell as we drive over rather nicely. And that takes us up to 92,900, almost 93,000, but not quite. Oh, and just as the snow melts as well. And no sooner has the snow melted than it's already started falling again. I don't think it's going to fall at any rate enough to actually settle again. And it's looking like this is going to be a short snow shower. To get into the sheep field, the best way for us to go, I think, is going to be across field 5 here. And if we head up to the top end, we still have the gateway. Yeah, this is here so that we can get stuff into this field without having to go around the really windy route into it. And there. And with our new bit of fence that we put across there, just sort of extended and reworked this. I do like the layout that we've ended up with on the farm here. It's worked really well for us, and makes me very satisfied for how we've done. I only wish we'd been able to build the main barn, which of course we've not had the money to do. And we're not going to have the money to do before we finish. Even with how much we're going to earn today, I don't think we have enough to put the main barn in, which would have been my next upgrade on the farm. Let's get this here. So we need to fit 6 pallets on here. That should be doable. This is the first time I've tried loading pallets up from the wool here. This is really tight. Trying to get in here and get these out is, yeah, not an easy task. And then we've got the end one there, which is completely in our way for getting the full end pallet out. So I don't know what we're going to do there. We might have to come side on to the rest of these. But yeah, they are spawning in a fairly awkward place. Let's get this done. I think we probably should strap those first 2 down as well. That down a little bit further and then back out. Yeah, we might actually have to push all of these on because I'm not going to fit any more pallets on the back if I don't push these up a bit. I think going really narrow with my forks is probably the best way to do this. We'll come in at the side then. Pick up these pallets from sideways on with really thin forks. We wouldn't have been able to do this with the first 2 pallets. Our tractor's in the way. But this, yeah, that will work. And then that will allow us to push that front pallet on from this side. We could possibly have gone 3 across as well. So lots of options to have made this easier. That, though, seems to work for me, and that gives us enough space to get a couple more pallets on the back without too much hassle. Final pallet, just with very little wool on it. I have no idea actually how much is on this pallet. I'm guessing not much. That has no, get on my forks please. There we go. Just 287 liters on it, so just over quarter of a pallet of wool. That's not too bad. I was expecting this to have like 10 liters in it. That was much more my expectation. But that has loaded this up, and we can go and put the Merlot away, and then we'll go and take these down to be sold. I'm very pleased with this trailer to using this for our final sell-off today. We are at our favorite sell point at the Northern Dairy. And this is just such a tight place to get it in. I think this is the tightest sell point on this map. We've been here before with our long trailer, and we just wouldn't have been able to do that. Let's just check. Yep, this is the Northern Dairy. This is also the best price for our wool. So let's just back it up and sell it off. And wow, 8,810 plus 825 for the environmental score. We have passed 200,000, and that's before we load up the milk, which is our last thing that we need to sell today before we finish. So let's fill up with the milk. Need to get this in the right place to actually do it though. It's not got the easiest trigger. There we are. We've got 4,385 liters of milk in our tanker, so little over half full, and we'll head down and get this sold. And thankfully I don't have to back it into Northern Dairies. It's coming up here to Northern Grain Services, empty it out, and we should make about 5,500, I think, from this. Will it take us up to 10k? No, not quite. 6,003 though, with 562 environmental score, taking us up to 109,139, which is a very respectable place to end our sell-off on this map. Sun is beginning to set here now on Northern Farms, just like our time is on the map. It's feeling a little bit weird to be in the final stages of this, and just to see exactly what we've managed to achieve this year, these 2 years on here. 35 episodes is not bad as well. It's a little bit longer than we've gone on recent series, but we needed to just to get through the 2 years that I'm trying to do on series at the moment. There we go, all done and dusted. So let's turn around. We'll take this tractor around to the other side, and then I want to review really what we're going to do with the money we've got on here. I'd quite like to pay off some loan. I'd quite like to buy some of the equipment. There's one piece of equipment in particular that I really want to buy before we finish this series. So we'll park up the Massey in the shed. It's looking rather dirty at the moment. I need to give it a clean at some point. But yeah, we'll put that away for the last time. Close up the shed. Oh no, we won't. We'll turn the lights off first. There we go. Then we'll close up the shed. And close up the shed here as well. And I just want to have a quick look at the equipment that we have leased. And as I said, there's one bit of equipment that I really want to buy. So this is the equipment that we currently own, and this is the very large pile of equipment that is leased on the map. Everything from the harvester to the telehandler to our seeder, everything on here is leased pretty much. To buy the harvester would cost us 157,000, so we still are not in a position on here to be able to buy the harvester. However, we should be able to, at this point, purchase the telehandler for 44,000. So yes, that is a piece of equipment that is used on here so much that buying it, I think, makes a lot of sense. After that, we've got lots of stuff that we use on a fairly regular basis, but lots of stuff that we don't. And so yeah, I don't think I'm too worried about any of that. We've got the bucket. Do we have any telehandler tools leased as well? No, I think all the telehandler tools actually are bought, so that's good news. So yeah, I think the next thing for us to do is to get the loan down a bit. And if we can get the loan under 400,000, I think that is really good. So loan is down to 400,000. The telehandler is purchased for the farm, and that leaves 24,000 operating costs for the next few months. Our farm, at the end of the day, stretches not really beyond where we initially bought. The land that we've got is worth 348,000. So actually, the land doesn't cover our loan, and I'm pretty much guessing that our equipment probably doesn't really. Yeah, I think if we sold off the whole farm, we could possibly cover the loan. So there would be quite a bit of work still left to go here on Northern Farms to make this a fully profitable farm. But I think 2 more years at it, and it really would take off. However, this is where we're going to be finishing on here. I hope you have enjoyed this series. It has been great fun on this map. Huge thank you to Simulation for the Nation for creating Northern Farms. It is a brilliant map. I recommend everybody goes and checks it out. I hope you will check out the new series on Purbeck starting on Thursday. Tomorrow we're off to Moss Valley. For now, all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.